Hi, I'm Kim Bohr, CEO of the Innovare Group. Let me start by saying that no strategy will survive poor execution. I spend time working with organizations of all different industries and helping leaders to understand why all the time they've invested in their strategy and their business planning that takes weeks and months falls short when it comes to actually trying to operationalize it. And really, it comes down to looking at how we view implementing new initiatives, strategies, goals. And if you take a step back and think about it, it really comes down to change. And although as leaders we may have a better comfort level with change, most people don't. And so when we're coming out with new ideas and big plans and not necessarily as clear about where everything fits, it can oftentimes become confusing or overwhelming or just simply fall flat. So what I want to share with you today are 3 steps that you can take immediately and apply with your team or inside your business, within your senior leadership. And really it's about this mindset of looking at implementing your initiatives and your planning from a lens of a change initiative. So think about change as something that if you bring process and thought around, you actually can formalize it in a way that gets everybody on board and aligned. And I think that's what we're all here for, is to have better team alignment and able to move the business forward. So let's begin. Step 1, begin by making certain people understand where has the organization and the team been. Everything's about an evolution, and we can't stay in the same place for long because the world around us is changing. And so helping people to understand that the company has not been stagnant and that where it's come from and where it's evolved is really part of the rich history that brings it to where it's at today and why people are all here. So step 1, help to tell the story of where the company's been. Step 2 is really then about the now. So where are we at today? And helping people to understand not only where we're at today, but most importantly, why we can't stay here. And this is another element of this storytelling in the sense of, is it because we have a great opportunity to seize and we want to take advantage of it? Or is it because we see that what we're doing today will not get us to where we want to go, and so we need to pivot and evolve? But helping to understand where we've been and where we're at today and why we can't stay there are really important elements of getting people on board for change and understanding why they are a part of the conversation, especially when they haven't necessarily been a part of the planning. And as leaders, we can often grow immune to why we need to do things because we've been in so many meetings and discussions about it. But those people inside our organizations who are the ones who are going to make the plan happen, to be the ones to operationalize it, to bring it to life, to hit the goals, they aren't a part of all those conversations. And so for many of them, sometimes these are the first words they hear when a new plan is coming out, and they don't necessarily know how it all fits together. So if you can remember the first 2 steps and working through those, it'll take us to the 3rd step. So the 3rd step then is about where we're going and what's the vision for this next year ahead, for these next several years ahead. Is it growing at a bigger rate than we've been going? Is it looking at bringing in new products or services? But most importantly in this 3rd phase is this piece here. It's about making the connection for people to understand why their role matters, and then how their role fits into this plan that they'll be executing on. And I can't stress this enough that execution fails when people don't have ownership in their role. They don't have accountability to the bigger picture, but more importantly, they don't understand how they fit. So it's hard to have role ownership and accountability if you feel like you're just a cog in a wheel. And so really saying, okay, the work I do today, how does that actually align to what the CEO wants to see, to what our division needs to accomplish, and that they can really see a clear path into the impact they're making. So just to recap, the 3 steps that you can implement today, whether with your senior leadership team or inside your current organization, your current team today, are the following. Step 1 is about where we've been and how we've evolved. Step 2 is about where we are today and why we can't stay here because of the great opportunity ahead, or that we need to move in a different direction because what got us here won't get us to the next level. And then step 3 is about where we're going and why your role matters. Why the role of those people that you need to execute seamlessly, why they matter to the bigger picture. Communication is incredibly important, and you can't underestimate how much formal communication is needed in order to execute seamlessly. There are 2 main reasons why this most solid, well thought out strategy fails. It fails on the execution side because either the process is breaking down, often in the communication front, or the people side is breaking down, often in the side of not necessarily having the needed skills or understanding what they need to do and how their role matters. Thank you for taking the time to be here, and hopefully you can apply these immediately. I'm certain you will see the results that you want. And if you're interested in engaging with us more, there's so many great conversations we can have. I hope you will reach out, and we look forward to having that first conversation with you. Thank you so much. I'm Kim Bohr, CEO of the Innovare Group.